Do you love music? Well, you've come to the right place. This British city is full of all things music right now. Welcome to Liverpool. In just a few days, the Eurovision Song Contest will be held right here at the Liverpool Arena on behalf of last year's winners, Ukraine. But is the city that produced the Beatles a worthy host for this year's Eurovision? That's what I'm here to find out. In Liverpool, you're literally walking in the footsteps of musical legends, the Beatles. They grew up here and started their career here before taking on the rest of the world by storm. But admittedly, the statue of them is a little taller than I was expecting it to be. There are so many Beatles-related things to do in Liverpool. Obviously, you have to take a selfie here at the statue. You can also jump on board the Magical Mystery Tour, which takes you all around the city. I'm headed to the Beatles' Story, an interactive museum to find out more about the Liverpudlian lads. For £12, you have access to an extensive collection of Beatles memorabilia, including John Lennon's spectacles and George Harrison's first guitar. The exhibit takes you through the span of their 10-year career, which started in 1960. Not the real Abbey Road, obviously, but still. Pretend to do the famous walk. There's even a life-size yellow submarine. We've got fish, real fish. It's like we're in a real submarine. Based off of one of their most famous songs. But just how important are the Beatles to the city of Liverpool?
Lots of people from all around the world make a pilgrimage to the city of Liverpool because of the Beatles, and it has got a UNESCO City of Music status. And again, you'd say that is because of the Beatles, but music runs through the lifeblood of the city.
So do you think that the Beatles' legacy is part of the reason why Eurovision was given to Liverpool this year?
Yeah, definitely so. I mean, when they were looking for the city that should host the Eurovision on behalf of Ukraine, then there's only one choice really, and it's here in Liverpool.
It's my first time in Liverpool, so I want to discover more about the city itself. But instead of a typical walking tour, I'm taking a trip on probably the most colourful ferry I've ever seen. Let's go! The Mersey Ferry is one of the most famous ferries in the world, thanks to its spectacular colours. For £12, the 50-minute journey takes you past all of the port city's major landmarks and tells you everything you need to know about the city itself. This ferry ride is the perfect way to get a gorgeous view of the city and also learn about Liverpool's history. And if you're in the city for Eurovision, make sure to set sail on one of the Mersey Ferry's Eurovision cruises. There's a music connection here too. You can take the ferry in the evenings where they've got live music shows and drag shows, so lots of fun. Back on land again, and it's time to explore the city on foot. The streets are filled with buskers, so there's really a constant feeling of being surrounded by music here. Even the university is celebrating Eurovision. They've renamed this square Abercrombie Square as a tribute to the 1974 winners. Let's chat to some locals to see if they're excited about Eurovision too.
I'm really excited. Yeah, I follow Eurovision. I've watched it most years, and I'm just so excited. When they announced it, I was like, I can't believe it.
How important do you think that music is in general, especially here in Liverpool?
I mean, I think it's really important. I play it all the time. I love music. It's that's how I have met most of my friends at the moment, and it's just such a creative thing. I love to write it as well. Just listening to it and walking down the street in Liverpool and hearing all the buskers, it's just great. It makes like the day just better.
Nice.
Especially with all the Beatles stuff just everywhere. I like going to the museum and stuff.
I think having something like this gets to show what Liverpool really is, which is community-based and a real people city where everyone looks out for each other and everyone cares for each other. And yeah, so I think it's really exciting.
Liverpool's quite like a melting pot of people anyway. There's a lot of different cultures and a lot of different people here, but even more so, it's just going to bring so many people and so much exposure to the city. So yeah, it's great all round.
It's really good. I think it's a shame that it couldn't be held in Ukraine. Hopefully we can do it justice for them. Liverpool's got a huge history with music, so it feels right to have something this big here and on the docks as well, which before European Union money, there was nothing really here, so it feels right.
Ukraine were the winners of last year's Eurovision, and therefore would normally host this year's contest. But due to the war, that's clearly impossible, so the UK, which came in second place, are hosting on Ukraine's behalf. Artists in Liverpool are collaborating with artists in Ukraine to set up installations all around the city that reflect on the ongoing conflict. This monument is going to be completely covered in sandbags to represent the monuments in Ukraine that have been protected in the same way since the start of the war last February. Esther Simpson is the artist who drew inspiration from the Ukrainian monuments for this installation here in Liverpool.
And the images of those monuments being sandbagged, I wanted to replicate the same thing, but also to create a film and embed that within the statue. Really about the power of music and how people in Ukraine are using music to give them hope, give them unity, inspire them, and yeah, that's what it's all about, really.
How important do you think music actually is in a time like this?
I think it's absolutely critical. Within the film itself, you can see, there's footage in there where you've got literally like 300 soldiers singing and clapping, and it's even when like there's no electricity, they are playing acoustically. You can see like raves happening in underground metro stations, but then also just tiny like air raid shelters where people are singing, and it just feels like an act of defiance and a way of bringing people together.
Where better to host an event that is all about bringing people together than in a city where music and community are so intertwined? On that note, a trip to Liverpool wouldn't be complete without a visit to the Cavern Club. The Beatles played almost 300 gigs in this live music venue, and today it's a place for local musicians to follow in their footsteps. As a musician from Liverpool, how does it feel to be playing in venues like this where the Beatles started?
It's iconic, but in the way that it's not just all about nostalgia, even as the venue today, and it's the way it is in 2023. Is important in its own right, is the way it was in 1963 and before that. So it's fantastic playing with people all around the world. You see all different ages here all the time, obviously different nationalities, and it's lovely to be in a place which is so positive, and it's full of just great music and great people. And
we're essentially here in the run-up to Eurovision. Is that something that you're excited for?
I absolutely do love it, and I like the opportunity to hear different musical entries from different countries. That always excited me as a kid, and it still does. Even when it's more down the novelty end of things, I still enjoy Eurovision, and I think it's going to be good for the city in a way that, it's a good place for people to celebrate in what might be considered the musical capital of the world. Is that too cheeky? I don't know.
Say that.
You got me close, 'cause I just wanna fly. Lately, did you ever feel the pain when the morning rain?
Well, it's clear that music is an integral part of the city, so surely they're worthy hosts of this year's Eurovision. And who knows, maybe the next big star will be able to claim Liverpool as their starting point. I hope you enjoyed the trip here as much as I did.